Good afternoon, everybody. Did you know that watercolors date back all the way to the 1700s? I have been painting for over 5 years, and I can safely say that one of the most beautiful and creative medias I have personally worked with is watercolor paint. Today, I will show you how to watercolor paint different kinds of flower petals. We're going to be working on oval petals, thick petals, and sharp petals. You're going to want cardstock paper or watercolor paper. These types of papers are going to be thicker to hold the water. A cup or bowl of water, some paper towel or a cloth to wipe off excess water and paint on, a watercolor palette. These usually come in 8, 10, and 12 colors, and some paint brushes. I'm using acrylic paint brushes. It doesn't really make much of a difference which ones you use. I prefer not to use the ones in the palette just because the bristles come off really easily and get in the watercolor and it can ruin your painting sometimes, so I prefer not to use them. So first, we are going to practice the oval method. For the oval, I'm going to be using a medium round brush. These ones are a bit thicker, you see. And we're just going to wet our brush. What I did beforehand was I took some water and put it in each of the colors. That's why the water is kind of a different color. And this saturates the paints and actually activates them. So we're going to start, I'm going to use red, I think, for the oval. And you're just going to saturate it with water. I usually use this little palette off to the side. It's kind of helpful to get that excess water to saturate your paintbrush with the paint as well. I have little dots drawn on here. These are going to be the center of each flower. So for oval flowers, you are going to want to hold your brush just like a pencil, pretty basic. And you're going to want to saturate it with paint just like I did. You can pick any color, it doesn't matter. You're going to start light, press down more, and lift off, just like that. I didn't quite get to the middle, but that's okay. So you're going to start light, just like I said, press down harder on your brush, and lift up. Now, if it starts looking like it has a little bit of a point, you're going to want to go back and get that a little bit more rounded, just like that, just because of how the paintbrush is shaped. That would be more of a sharp petal, which we will do a little bit later. So you're going to continue, press down harder and lift up, and then fix if you need to. So I will do the rest of this flower and show you guys when I am done. So that is the oval petals. Now if you want to, if the color doesn't seem to be spread out enough, you can definitely use your brush and spread that out just so the water doesn't gather and make your paper soggy. There we go. That is an oval petaled flower. The next is how to paint thick petals. So you're going to saturate your brush just like we reviewed before. You're going to then take another color. I'm going to use blue so that it really stands out. Get a lot of water and paint on your brush. You're going to take your brush, make sure it's got plenty of color on it, and you're going to press down hard right as your paintbrush hits the paper and kind of wiggle it around like that. And then you're going to lighten up at the bottom, just like that. We're going to try it again, right here. Press down hard, wiggle your brush a little bit at the top, and then go in. All right, I'll finish this one. So those are the thick petals. My favorite part about the thick petals is that they are very easy to layer. So if you wanted to, you could dab this with paper towel to get the excess paint off. And when you get the excess paint off, you can then go over it in these sections right here and fill in with different petals. So thick petals you can do a lot with. Finally, this is how you paint sharp petals. So I'm going to switch to a thinner, small, round brush. These ones are noticeably sharper at the top, which is going to help with the shape. I think we are going to use some green for this one, just to make sure everything stands out. Again, saturate your brush. And with this one, you don't want to have too much water on it or it's going to be thicker at the top. You're going to want to make sure there's just enough on there. So for these ones, you're going to want to be light all the way through. So very light on the brush, kind of press down a little bit and then go back up. Let's try it again. You're gonna, a little too much on there. You're gonna start very thin, press down a little bit and back up with your brush. I will finish this one and I'll get back to you when I am done. All right, everybody. Now you know how to paint flower petals as ovals, thick petals, and sharp petals. Next time you try watercolor painting, add a stem to your flower or maybe some leaves. Practice makes progress with painting, so just keep on practicing, everybody. Thank you.